Joe Staley's my favorite nine. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
And just I'm hoping that he helps get this offensive line together, because I'm interested to see what's going to happen with Hyde and Hightower and Williams, and mixing the three of them in and seeing what happens. Because I'd love to see Hyde not get hurt this year.
Yeah. Everybody's praying for
you feel me? And if that means we run with three of them, then we run with three of them. I mean, the NFL's changing, and that's what it is now. Yeah. So we'll see.
Are you listening?
Ronbo Sports representing the Niner Empire organization worldwide. And as I always say, it's time you do the same thing. Go to theninerempire.com and check out for more details and information how you can too get become a card-carrying member. Fam, thanks for allowing me to hang out with you, because I need to talk some 49er football at all times, and you know this. 3 weeks to go before the guys get back to camp. Let me ask you a question. How many wins would it take for you for this upcoming season to constitute success? You see, as you read around, I got all mad the other day like I always do. All you gotta do is read and you get mad. Anytime you talk about the 49ers, for now, it's gonna end soon, but for now, we gotta get mad. Anyway, NFL talking heads, media people, the 49ers, it would be a major triumph if they were just to win 4 games, and they should be grateful. Hey, is it just me, or do you also see that transferring the debacle that took place last season into the 2017 season as a connection that should be relevant? I know it's because that is your ground zero, and that's where the disaster took place. So you gotta build up from there slowly, slowly, slowly. Listen, here's why I want to kill that theory right now, okay? See the quotes? Check it. Number one, look at the changes that have been made. You to tell me we've not done enough changes as of yet to not be affiliated with that team from last year? Okay, looking at management. You'll look, John Lynch, okay, he's a rookie, but he's been around the league for a long time, and we're talking about a Hall of Fame player. He knows the ins and outs of the game. He calls to end it. The guy's smart enough to bring in some help. He gets Adam Peters, Martin Mayhew, big guns in the industry to make sure that everything goes right. If he doesn't know something, John he's not shameless. He goes to his guys. So we're already in good hands right there. And here's another nice thing. Compared to last year, I just want to make these last year comparisons. You got Trent Baalke, right? Trent has his own personal agenda. He doesn't care about his coaches, and he hasn't for years. We all know that. Jimmy T, okay, because Jimmy T was his yes man. But Harbaugh, you know about that story. And last year with Chip Kelly, poor Chip. Trent was not working with Chip Kelly. And that's why I still feel sorry for Chip Kelly. But don't get mad at me. I'm not going to go into that. I'm just saying goodbye, Chip Kelly. But here's the thing now. You got John Lynch that has no problem working with Kyle Shanahan. And this is why we're moving so quickly and looking so good so fast. And this speed that you're seeing right now, it's going to continue until the 49ers get to a decent level, and that's not going to take that long. And why do I say that? Look at free agency. John went out and addressed immediately, I dare a team to try to run against the 49ers this year. They went out and got Earl Mitchell so quick, Earl Mitchell in the middle. And by the way, if you're worried about Earl Mitchell, here's the story on Earl Mitchell. Somebody threw a stat at me. Earl Mitchell was the worst guy in the league against the run. Wait a minute, whoa. He was next to Ndamukong Suh. Now, he was hurt. From what I understand, he was hurt. Now, players tend to be less when they're hurt. You know this. He's healed up now and he should be fine in the middle. I like him right there next to Big Buckner. The run is done. You put over here on the other side, you got Malcolm Smith. Everybody's crying about his salary, but Malcolm Smith is a solid this guy will stop the run, all right? So, and as far as the pass rush is already going to be depth. Eric Armstead is already, his shoulder's not hurting anymore, but they added Elvis Dumervil. See what I'm saying? All these things that weren't available last year, they're all in there all at once. Offense. Now, We're talking about one of the best offensive minds in football. He goes out and it's happened so fast, it kind of blows my mind. He went out and all of a sudden we're looking at all these guys he brings in. It seems it was overnight. Hand-picked guys that know Kyle Shanahan's system. Speeds the process. All the young guys plugged in around him. Kyle's got himself teaching. He's got his quarterback teaching. He's got several players outside of, they're all teaching these young guys that are coming in the system. This is going to be a fast process. Oh, my goodness, the draft. You've got to search a long way to find a draft better than the 2017 draft. And I already believe the cornerstone. And my prediction, and this is not hyperbole, 2020, you've already got the pieces in place for a possible Super Bowl run. Why? Because no matter what happens, C.J. Beathard could be exactly what he appears to be. He checked all the boxes. I got a lot of faith in him. I'm telling you, and he's with the quarterback guru. All right, 2020, Super Bowl? Yo, why not? But we will contend and compete next year. No, I'm not going to put us in the playoffs next year. I'm not going that far. But I do say competition will be happening. And I say that with no shame. But I still do not. And as I make these comparisons, and I'm talking about also, before I get to my final on that, I make this comparison with the atmosphere, the culture change. Last year, everybody knew who was going to start. This year, you got about 5 guys. And when I say a handful of guys, I mean on one hand, that know they're going to start. The rest of the team, everybody's fighting for a job. Hell, most of them are worried about if they're even going to make the team or not. That's the method you use to build a championship. You squeeze so much pressure onto those guys that you bring out nothing but diamonds. Like our chances. This is why I refuse for the season last year to limit the possibilities of the 2017 season. Are you feeling me? I'm feeling awfully good about it. You know what? I'm not upset. In fact, I'm delighted. You know what? I want you. Let's go ahead and I got a guest for you tonight. Here's a guy who wrote and performed Die Hard, the 49er anthem. I call it the 49er International Anthem. And he's also the guy that most recently wrote a song called Empire. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Heat. He dedicated that song to the entire world of 49er fans. In fact, it's a song called Empire, dedicated to the 49er Empire. I think you're gonna like this guy. You never met Heat. Let's go check him out right now. Niner fam, I'm telling you right now, the man who inspires, when you go to listen to Heat, when you listen to videos as a 49er fan, do you get all crazy? Do you start getting stupid? Do you just start saying, oh, just the first thing you know is Niner Empire! You just get all consumed with it, you know? I Die Hard, all that stuff. It's Dave, formerly known as Heat. Dave, what's up, man?
What's up, man? Dave Canal, I'm here, man. What's good? Glad to be here, Ronbo. I appreciate you, brother.
Tell you, man. You know, I'm telling you, man. It all ties together because football is like 49ers are starting to stop laying in the dirt, right? So everything that's positive about what goes on in the 49er community. And as I say, I'm sitting here listening to your music. I say, I'm gonna give a shout out on my social media. I'm about to say, I want to say hello to the whole entire Niner Empire. I put Dave up, fam. I put Heat on. The response was ridiculous. Everybody is feeling it right now, man.
Wow, man. I've seen it, bro, and I couldn't believe it. Somebody tagged me in the comments, and I was looking at the view count, and I was just kind of mesmerized by that. That's crazy. That's crazy. That just goes to show, Ronbo, people rock with you, bro.
Hey, and you, man. People are feeling it.
Yeah.
Dave, just give a little background, man. I was asking you started, the 49er thing started when?
So I started doing music about the Niners in, 2011 when Harbaugh came in?
Yeah.
But I've been I've been a season ticket holder a long time, and I've been a Niner fan since I was young. I'm born and raised in San Francisco, California. I'm from here.
An original.
And so, so naturally, I was raised a Niner fan, and so it was something that was big in my family and in my roots. And I spent Sundays at the Stick since I was yay high. I'm fortunate. I'm blessed to be able to say that, and it's something I don't take for granted. You know what I mean? Like every time I walked in that building, it was an experience, and So I grew up in the city, going to games, taking the bus, and all that stuff, hopping on Muni and sliding over to the Stick, and just naturally doing music since I was like 7 or 8 years old, and then growing up and rapping and all that stuff. It just kind of came time to where I just felt like I wanted to combine my love of sport and music and try to put something together. But I really didn't realize how much social media could spread just a song that you created, at your homie's house, chilling, just not thinking it would be something other than something I would play at my tailgate at Poe. And it just kind of got where it got, and I'm fortunate, and it's a blessing.
It's been awesome, man. In fact, give a shout out to his producer Swamp Cat, and also Nina Parks, director, and that man Peter Feliciano.
Pete's a mean dude, man. Pete's a mean dude. Yeah, that's real. And then, like I said, Swamp Cat, that's my uncle. God rest his soul. He passed away in 2014, and he produced a lot for Mac Dre. For all y'all that are familiar with Mac Dre, he worked with him, and he did both Die Hard and Empire. And so I always got to give a shout out to my uncle, because without him, none of this is possible. And then, of course, Nina Parks is my homie. That's my homegirl, and me and her worked together for a long time, and she's amazing with the camera, amongst other things. And I've done all 3 of my videos with Nina, and so she's special. And like I said, Pete's a monster, man. Pete's a creative guy, man. And I came to him with the hook, and he just was like, "Oh, you want it like this?" And he just blasted that, and I was like, "Yeah, like that, do that." And so it ended up being big, man. I couldn't have done this by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't have done this without the people involved, and it wouldn't be what it is without them.
It's awesome.
I appreciate you shouting them out, man. That's big. Thank you.
Got to, man. I tell you something. Now, in that case, you may have felt the flavor that I was talking about earlier with this new situation going on, new regime and everything going on. What do you got on the table? You got something on the table now that's coming up pretty soon that you're gonna do, since it's being a new thing, and I'm gonna get you back to your feeling about what you think is going on right now and how that ties in with it. So really, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I'm not so concerned about being relevant or anything like that. Like, as far as like trying to be like, well, it's a new season, so let me put out a new song. It's a new season, let me stay with it. It's more along the lines of like, when I get inspired, it just happens. It's one of those things. And, I've been blessed the last 3 seasons to be able to have the means to travel the country and be involved in the 49er tailgating scene. I don't just, sit around in the Bay Area and do this. I'm fortunate enough to where I travel the country, and I go to 3 or 4, sometimes 5 road games a season, and perform at these big Niner Empire tailgates that I'm involved in. And, this season, unfortunately, I have a new job opportunity. And so it's going to take me away from a lot of the games this year. And so with that being said, if I release anything, it's going to be solely with the music and the video. I won't be able to travel this year, but next season I'll be able to do that. And so if something comes along, I'll tell you like this, Ronbo, I'll shoot it to you first. But
thank you.
It's one of those things where when it hits me, and then I do it. And so it's hard to say. I don't want to go out there and be like, yeah, this is coming right now, because I'm sure something's going to happen during the season where I'm like, okay, that's my inspiration. I'm running with that, because that's how I've done it the last few years. Die Hard was one of those songs where I just my partners wanted something to listen to at the tailgate, so I did Die Hard. Home was the final season of Candlestick, and so people were asking, including the Niners, were asking me, calling me, asking for a song about Candlestick Park. So I did that. And then because of those 2 songs, like I said, I was fortunate enough to travel the country, and then I got to meet Niner fans from all around the world, because we travel. We're one of the best fan bases when it comes in football, period. But when it comes to traveling and hitting road games, you see us. We're everywhere. We're everywhere. And that Empire video shows that, because that's what inspired me to do Empire, was the fact that us in the Bay Area, we're kind of spoiled. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, we're spoiled. Everybody out here, we are what we are. It's easy. And you can go anywhere with your Nottingham gear on. You're gonna see 5, 6, 7 people any given turn of a corner, and they're all wearing the same thing as you. But when I feel for those Nottingham fans that live in the South, in the East Coast, Midwest, up north, other countries, that they're the only dude in their zip code or the only woman on, you know, within 30 miles that has anything Niner related. And when they get the cold stares from people and people talk, but they represent and they proud.
Yes.
So it was one of those things where I was like, yo, I got to do something for y'all, because this is something that you can play when people give you those looks and when they say them things, man. And it's like the response that I got, because I put out an open call. I was like, hey, if you're a Niner fan, send me a video of you, wherever you're from, decked out in your gear, representing, go all out and shoot it to me. And I seriously, I could not believe the amount of videos that came into my email from all over the world. I mean, people were hitting me from Mexico, from Germany, from Australia. I got the homie in a video in Australia by the Sydney Bridge with his kid on his shoulders. And I'm like, this is real. Like, I didn't, you know, you don't really realize how big this fan base is until something like that kind of hits you in the face. And so that's that type of inspiration that I'm talking about. I was like, because when I started traveling, I was meeting guys like, oh, what's up, man? You know, I'm from the city or whatever. I'm from Frisco. And they'd be like, oh, I'm from Germany. What's up? And I'm like, are you serious? You a diehard Niner? And they know so much about the team. Yes. And they follow everything. And I'm like, see, that's dedication, man. Yeah. So I go back home and I tell when Niner fans out here complaining about this, complaining about that, I'm like, man, you have no idea how fortunate you are. You know, because I mean, I'm from the city, man. A lot of people complained about moving to Santa Clara. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can't lie. At first, I was one of them. But when you have experiences like that, when you travel to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and you meet guys like I've never even seen Candlestick. Yeah. And you're just like, damn.
And Dave, it only takes 45 minutes. I mean, if the traffic's a little heavy, it might take an hour. You can get there. It's not a big deal anymore. We just got used to it by now anyway, you know?
Yeah, it's a train ride. It's a hop down 101. It's not a big deal. And I mean, however you feel about the stadium or whatever, that's on you. But the distance shouldn't be an issue. No. It really shouldn't. Because I know people that would give their right arm to just stand outside the stadium and just be like, I can hear the noise inside. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's real.
And Dave, you know what? You bring that up, you know, if you went through the stadium during the course of the games, and I would suggest that, like, if you did that next year, or this coming up season, you may see people from all over the world. Because, you know, when you're looking through the stands, you don't know who's there. You people from Australia coming in all the time. I'm sure there's people from Germany coming in, because they're very hardcore as well.
They sure are.
Yeah, so I'm always amused by that as well. Love it.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. It really is. It really is. And that just goes to show how dedicated this fan base is and how supportive we've been over the years. We've won a lot, but, you know, lately it hasn't been so strong. But we stick around. I mean, these people don't quit. We don't quit. Yeah. This is what we do. I mean, we all live our lives and we have our priorities and what we do. But we stay faithful, man. That's not a term that I use lightly.
Yeah, I hear you.
You know, it's something, whether we win in, I mean, this last season, this is one of the worst seasons I've ever seen. Man, I mean, and I'm sure it's for some, I mean, it reminds me of 04. It was bad.
I was getting ready to say, it goes all the way back to Bill Walsh, man. 2-14.
Oh, man. And there was that year, too. You know, Dennis Erickson in 04.
Oh, yeah. I love how you mentioned that.
And now this. Yeah. Yeah, it's tough to bring up. But you know what? You can only go up from here. Yeah. And that's how I got to look at it.
That's why I want to ask you, Dave, what are you feeling about this 2017 team, man? Just off the top from what you've observed so far.
Yeah, I call myself, I'm an optimistic realist.
Good.
And so
that's an interesting combination, because I didn't even, is it possible to be both? I want to hear, let me hear this.
I think it is. I think it is. Because it's one of those things where I can hope. And and I can hope, and I like to leave room to feel like there's going to be improvement. Because like I said, you can only go up. We ain't going to be 2-14 this year.
Nah.
You're going to win more games than that. And so, you know, that's the optimism in me and hoping that we can start to build up. I don't expect no Super Bowl this year, you know, and that's the realist in me. I can't sit there and be like, oh, we Super Bowl bound. Yeah. Football comes in cycles. You know what I'm saying? This team right here, even though you can't rush the improvement, if it's going to happen, 2011 doesn't happen all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like we went from 6-10 to 13-3 like this.
Yeah.
That's one of those things where you appreciate that when it happens because it's a rarity.
Yeah.
And so going from 2-14 and expecting us to be 11-5 with a bullet, Like I said, I'm a realist. And so with that being said, all I'm hoping for is to just improve from last year. And I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, Trent Baalke was the first step. I mean, that was huge. We were dancing in the parking lot when we got that news because we was all at the stick. Well, we was all at Levi's like, oh, y'all heard the news? Like, they just canned Baalke. Like, it was like, oh, that was huge. So it's like, that's the first step, right?
Yes.
And so, from there, and then, bringing in, Kyle Shanahan and then, getting John Lynch involved and watching these guys make moves, I've been impressed. And like I said, I'm one of those guys, I'm not big on predictions because, I'm a football fan, but I don't know football like they know football. Mm-hmm. Sometimes fans, and I do appreciate the emotion of being involved and like I live and breathe this, but I'm one of those guys where I recognize like I'm not a general manager. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not a scout. I ain't none of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a fan. I'm a fan. And so to criticize these guys and be like, or to predict what's going to happen, that's difficult for me to do. Yeah. And so what I do is I just buckle in and I get ready for the ride. And what it's going to be is what it's going to be. But I do expect good things, and I love the draft. A lot of the picks, I was like, these are going to be solid. I'm a college football fan too. Yeah. So I watch, and what they did in the first round to me, I was like, that's unbelievable. That's beautiful. Yeah. That was beautiful. And a couple of those late round picks too, I'm like, these guys might end up playing. They're going to get playing time. They're going to play. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so guys like the Taylor kid, the slot receiver, Trent. And Joe Williams, who I watched in college play, and I was, those guys, man, it's going to be something, man, and some of the veterans that are still sticking around. Joe Staley's my favorite Niner. He's a good dude. Yeah. And just I'm hoping that, he helps get this offensive line together, because I'm interested to see what's going to happen with Hyde and Hightower and Williams and mixing the three of them in and seeing what happens. Because I'd love to see Hyde not get hurt this year. Yeah. Everybody's praying for that. Me? And if that means we run with three of them, then we run with three of them. I mean, the NFL's changing, and that's what it is now. Yeah. So we'll see. And I got to go to one of the mini camps this year as a season ticket holder. We got invited to go. And so I got to go to mini camp, and I was watching Hoyer throw the ball. And I don't have high expectations for Hoyer, but what I'm hoping is that he just impresses us and just surprises us and shows us something. It's like, oh, see, I didn't know he could do all that. Let's see that. Because I've seen him play in Chicago. I don't know really what to expect from him. But I'm hoping that Shanahan working with him is going to make a difference. And, like I said, I'll be there. I'll be to as many games. I haven't missed a game in a home game in like a decade. And this year's going to be hard for me. Yeah, this year's going to be hard for me because of work, and I'm going to try to make it to as many games as I can because they got me working Sundays. But as many games as I can get to be in the stadium, I'm going to be there. And if not, I'll have the TV on like the rest of the country watching. Yeah. Or you can get on your phone, anything. Yeah, that's the nice thing about modern technology. Yeah, exactly. And I know guys. I mean, that's how they're fans at their house 3,000 miles away. They just watch every game. Yeah. It don't make them no less of a fan. You know what I'm saying? People that think season tickets don't make you a bigger fan than these guys, man. These dudes, they die hard everywhere, man. Seriously, and and that's coming from a season ticket holder. That don't make me no different than nobody else, man. Because these dudes is dedicated. These guys, they sit there and try to find the radio stations and all this stuff, and they online and Siri, all this stuff. I'm like, man, you guys really go all out, man. That's what all my music is about. Is for them. Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
And we love it, Dave. That background sign. Dave, touch upon that background sign, though, man. That big letter back here behind you, man. Yeah. Where did that come from?
That's the one of the 3 E-pole signs that was in Candlestick Park in the parking lot, in the main lot. People that know me know we used to tailgate at Pole E, and when they was demolishing the building and all the stuff, it was tough to watch for one. But when they was taking the building down and all the stuff. People was diving up in there and trying to grab stuff and hopping fences and all that stuff. And I won't get into the details, but because that's there. And so I bring that with me to games sometimes if we bring the truck and we put it up and all the stuff. And that's real special to me because my family, we've been at this pole since even before me. I mean, my folks that was tailgating and run the tailgate I was at, they've been there since they started at Candlestick. What was that, in 71, I believe it was? Or what was that? It's 71? Right around there.
Candlestick does go back that
far. As far as the Niners go, 71, right? And so they've been there since day one. And this is a little special thing. You can't really see it right now because of the screen. I'm actually sitting in my Candlestick seats from I'll just tilt it real quick.
Davis.
My Candlestick seats. You know what I'm saying? Like over there, you feel me? From when I was at Candlestick, you know, and I had the season tickets, and I was able to get my seats, and so they sit here in my house proudly. You know what I'm saying?
That is awesome, Dave. That is
cool. And so I was one of the fortunate ones where they offered season ticket holders their seats, and so I was like, I jumped on it and took my seats. And so and I, you know, what's funny was the last game at the Stick, I marked the bottom of them because I was like, they better be my seats, and so I marked them. And when they came to the house and I flipped the things up, I was like, oh, that's them. So I was like, they didn't try to play me and give me somebody else's seats. Yeah. So you know, you know, Candlestick's dear to me, man. I have the Stick tattooed across my arm. You know what I'm saying? And all the stuff. And it's just something real big to me. And being a San Francisco native, it's just it's a place. It's my heart. I left my heart there, for the lack of a better term. And so, you know, I'm all about embracing the new and going into Levi's with a positive attitude. But one thing I think that we can all agree on is no matter how great Levi's could end up being,
it'll never be
it'll never be Candlestick. No. And that's not a knock on it, but what can you say? Like, what do they say? It was a dump, but it was our dump.
It's exactly right, David. You know what? It's going to take 25 or 30 years for Levi's to have that same effect. It's vintage. That's what makes Candlestick what it was. So, you know,
exactly. I agree with that. Yeah.
Dave, we got to cut it right there. But listen, Dave, you want to add anything? Is there anything about your music or anything else we should know? Or
yeah, sure. I mean, if you guys want to, like I said, you guys can find me on Facebook at Dave Canal. You can find me on Instagram at Dave Canal _SF. And you guys can reach out to me that way, or you can email me at davecanalsf@gmail.com. I do other music as well. That's not about this right now, though. We'll keep it to the nine stuff. But if you go on my pages, you can see what I'm talking about. And I just want to shout you out, Ronbo, and I want to shout out all the fans in the comments that was, you know, just like, whether you was in there supporting what I do, or you were in there just repping the Niners, or you were a Raider fan that went and watched the video, even though it had nothing to do with your team.
And had some nasty things to say, and I'll get you for that.
Hey, I'll keep it real with you, Ronbo. That doesn't bother me. It really doesn't, man. Yeah. I don't expect people from other teams to appreciate what I'm doing, and that's cool. I get that.
Yeah.
But they still watched it.
Yes, true.
And so I gotta support them. You feel me? So it's cool. I got no angst against them, man, because they still took the time of their day to go on your page, which is Niner related, and watch a video about the 49ers. And they sat there and they watched it and they critiqued it. Yeah. And that's up to them. That's their power. They can do that. And I'm not mad at them for it. And I got no hate against any other team in the NFL, bro. I got zero hate. I don't know how to hate. I don't. I just run with my squad, and I'm always going to do that. And so I'm a Niner fan through and through. And, you know, whether we're 2-14 or we're 14-2, it doesn't matter to me. We 49ers red and gold till we dead and cold, baby. You feel me? But go check out Home. Go check out Die Hard. Go check out Empire on YouTube. And then go on iTunes and purchase the Empire album. It's got all 3 songs. Just type Heat and Empire, and it'll pop up on iTunes. I used to go by Heat. I go by my real name now. I'm Dave Canal. And so y'all can find me on social media where I told you to find me at. And once again, Ronbo, I hella appreciate this, man. And it's much love out to you from Frisco, California, man. Salute you, bro. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. There he is. Dave Canal. Dave, there is one tradition we do here as you leave.
Oh, what's that?
You got to give the holla as if you were at the park. The 49ers just scored a touchdown. What would be your reaction?
Man, let's go Niners! And I'm getting up on my feet, and I get loud, and I get pumped. And I look at some of these other fans that don't do that. I don't understand why they would spend that money and not get pumped up for their team. So I get up, man, I raise my hands like this, and I say, Niners! You feel me? Let's go.
Thank you, Dave, a.k.a. Heat. I just hope we get out something again soon, because I'm telling you, man, I was feeling it, man. I like that song. Check it out. Let me invite you right now, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, to Red and Gold Radio. It's a lot of fun, a lot of great people. It's become a huge family. That's your invitation. You'll need the Ronbo Sports app in order to access the program. That's just to listen. If you want to participate, the instructions are right there with the phone number and the PIN number, and I want you to participate. It's too much fun. Get involved. You'll love it. And coming up on Sundays, oh, by the way, we rebroadcast that show hours later. If you missed the show, it'll still be available for you. All right, 7 p.m. live or a little bit later. Hey, Sunday, moving right into the fourth. I'm telling you right now, we don't stop. We bring in everybody on Sunday for the Sunday fan gathering, as I call it each and every week. You also need the Ronbo Sports app to get the phone number and the PIN number to call in. We're on YouTube, so you'll be able to get it. And listen, here's another thing. We got Zoom. This is something you can access worldwide. Anybody can get Zoom. Zoom on in. We'll see you zoom in. It's a video shot, right? We'll see you right there on the cam, and we'll bring you into the program. All right? So there's no excuse not to participate. I've been looking for you Sunday. Hit like, please. Even if you don't love me anymore, lie to me. Hit my like. Share, subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you this weekend. Oh, whoa. Let me mention one other thing. I've just got free 49er tickets to give away to you, and I'll tell you more about that this Sunday. I'll see you on all social media. No, I don't Snapchat, but everything else is good. Good. Count me down.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have my secrets.